Well, good evening. We've done this a few times, so I think we're catching on. And I want to congratulate the inductees. As a 2014 Hall of Famer myself, I can tell you that it is truly an honor to be inducted to the Hall of Fame. People ask me if there's really a Hall of Fame, and I try to explain to them that there is. It's over here. It's at the University of Minnesota, the graduate school. You can go into the Hall of Fame and you'll see your picture with a lucite cover on it, and you can push a button, and there are your comments that you heard this evening. So that's something you should all be proud of and be willing to show your relatives, friends, and even enemies. What makes it, whoops, this was a note that I was slipped on my way here. One of the things that I think makes this induction even cooler is that, to the best of my knowledge, there's no other program in the nation that has been as consistent and as long-running as Twin City Business's program. And my wife went around telling her girlfriends that she was sleeping with a Hall of Famer. And to be selected as an inductee to the Twin City Business editorial board must be convinced that you've made a singular and long-living impact of services and innovation in the Minnesota business community and to their customer employees. So, I mean, it's not a slam dunk, and sometimes you get through the committee, the editorial committee, and maybe come back another year, but they want the cream of the crop. From what you've seen tonight, we certainly have that. Well, one of this year's inductees is Rod Young, who's the president and CEO of Delta Dental Minnesota, and I think you heard about the number of employees and approximate income and so on, so I won't go over that again, but hold on. I don't know what's going on. There's some medicine up here and some wipes and so on. Okay. Well, Rod and I go back just over 25 years. And we developed a relationship that most refer to as brothers from different mothers. And we're both proud of that. I ached just as much as Rod did when he lost his parents and his father just recently. And of course, he has a great wife in Carla. Carla, come on, show him your... That's right. Because just remember, behind every executive, there's a surprise mother-in-law. So, it's true. Well, Rod is a towering guy. He's 6'5", and I already recruited him for the Hall of Fame basketball team, so don't bother. He sometimes thinks of himself as Michael Jordan. He's quite a good basketball player. At least that's what he's told us, so we go along with it. Rod believes in catching employees in the act of doing things right, and he makes sure that he lets them know that they did something right, something very important. He's not just a leader, but he's an effective leader. And that was over 25 years I've had the privilege of watching Rod and being with him and watching him accomplish incredible things. He's a hard worker. Many times we exchange phone calls Rod reminded me that we exchanged phone calls in the deep nights, midnights. I would just say that Rod is a humble guy. He's probably one of the most humble guys I know, and a pleasure to be around from that standpoint. He's loyal, very loyal. He knows himself. He knows what his strengths are and what his weaknesses are, and he plays to his strengths, and he coaches the weaknesses. He's a visionary, and he sees things the way they can be, not the way they are. My last comment, because I did pay attention to the 2 minutes, 3 minutes, so, you know, neener, neener, neener to you inductees. Rod's daughter, youngest daughter, slipped me a note as I was coming up, and she said he would be nothing without his cutest daughter. Taylor is her name. Okay. Any questions? Just please join me in welcoming Rod Young, who is a guy that I love and admire, respect.
Well, before I start, I want to clear up something because I'm kind of confused. When Allison called me from the Twin City business, I thought she said Twin City Basketball Hall of Fame. So all of my comments are about accepting a trophy for being in the Basketball Hall of Fame. I even wore my athletic cut suit to look like an athlete to stand here. And last, but I've invited a bunch of my tall friends back there that look like me. They thought they were coming here for the Basketball Hall of Fame. So don't be disappointed if they get up and walk out, okay? I just want to let you know that. So, on a very serious note, I am extremely honored to be here. To be standing in the company of the other inductees is pretty incredible, pretty incredible. It's an award, a recognition that I have never imagined. And so I want to thank the Twin City Business folks who invited me and inducted me into the Twin City Business Hall of Fame. So, and next I want to say thank you to my wife Carla, who Mark already called out, and to our daughter Lauren. We have 2 daughters. Lauren is the oldest, and Taylor is the misbehaving youngest. Without them and the patience that they showed throughout my career, I wouldn't stand here. That includes their spouses, Colin, who's here, and Danny, who couldn't be here tonight. So thanks to my family. And next, like Richard and Larry have, I'm honored to have my executive leadership team here. And each of you should know that without each of you, I am not standing here tonight. So thank you very much for all that you do. And I also want to give a thanks to our board of directors, particularly John Samrock and Mike Howell. John was the CEO, or was the chair of the board when I joined and became the CEO, and then Mike Howell is our current chair. And the amount of support that I receive, or that we as an organization receive from the board, is incredible. So thank you to our board of directors and to John and Mike. And last, I mentioned a few of my friends who actually are basketball buddies, but we have a lot of other friends here tonight. And so thank you for joining this unbelievable evening, very special evening. So thanks to our friends for being here with us. And I know I'm the last one, so I'm going to get off the stage, but I was told I should have a message to leave with you or a call to action. And you heard in the video, I have the honor of serving as the chair of the Minnesota Business Partnership DEI, Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee. And for those that don't know the Minnesota Business Partnership, it's the gathering of the largest organizations in the state. And post George Floyd's death, the partnership made a very intentional commitment to have diversity and equity as part of the organizations, part of the corporations, but more than a part to make sure that it's shared and that they can help through this committee help the Twin Cities and help the state become a more diverse, more inclusive organization. And so my call to action is, for all of you, is if you're so inclined and you want to learn more, Charlie Weaver is the Executive Director of the Minnesota Business Partnership. Reach out to him and get engaged if you can. So again, thank you, Twin City Business, for this incredible honor. I'm so very proud of not what I've done, but what we have done as teams in this process. So good night, everyone. Thank you.